The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the February 11th, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day, and let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that, well, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstances of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know that I am absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email, send it out to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside the subject heading, just please put a radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started. On Terrific Tuesday, of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. We're beginning our day with a mixed bag out there. The mix is going like this. The Dow's up 35 points. The S&P is flat. NASDAQ 100 is off 12. Russell's down 6. Trannies are up 69. Semis are up 25. Gold is trading down to $1.30. Silver's off 13 cents. Lights Recruit up 72 pennies. Natural gas up 11 cents. Copper's down 13 cents. The 30-year Treasury is off 19 ticks. If we take a look at this screen here and look at the TD9 count columns out there, you're going to see the XAU, for example. The XAU will complete a TD9 count top today. Disregard the profile levels that you see. What you're looking for in that daily time frame where its price target is very likely going to be its oscillator and change line, 158.83. If price were to pull back there, in fact, if price were to close below that level, then we likely be looking at a move to 148.13. So you've got that TD9 count. Gold itself also has that TD9 count top today. That suggests that it will pull back. Now, in its case, we can take a look at the profile levels that show up here. Those factor into the equation. And we can see that the oscillator and change line is very close to the top of that profile. So the first level of support, 28.92. But the second and most important level of support is the center of that profile, 28.63. That's a bearish structured profile. Price has now been above it for 2 consecutive days, or it appears that it will. And therefore, if it's only a counter trend move to the downside, it's at 28.63 level that will hold as support. If that level fails, we'd be looking to move back to 27.84. As we go down the chart here, no surprise that we see a bunch of these stars. Those stars tell us that the high or low of the pattern occurred when it should have. So as an example, here's the GDX. Let's take a look at the GDX. I completed a TD9 count topping pattern. So we'll take a look at it. We'll identify where this should pull back to. Now, the nice thing about the GDX is that, well, because it has a completed TD9 count top, it also tells us that if we close above today's high, doesn't have to be today, not today's high, yesterday's high. If we close above that today, 42.21, and negates that signal, tells you about a strong upward momentum move that is underway, which is really the message of the weekly time frame chart. So the weekly time frame chart has no top as we speak. In other words, we're trading inside the swing point, albeit on light volume from October 25th. We're still inside that swing point. There's no test, no rejection. No, nothing. That, by the way, had volume of 118 million shares. Last week, we moved up with 90 million shares. Only 30 million shares so far, so it's too early to do the straight line math to really figure out whether we will have volume or not. The point that I want to make, we have been moving higher, and it's been for 6 consecutive weeks out there. So just simply from a time standpoint, we can justify a price pulling back. But we're still inside that swing point. So the weekly, and at this stage here, we also have a new profile that has formed inside the daily time frame for the GDX. So this is something you'll probably want to note. Again, this profile will not be completed or confirmed until this evening. But right now, it seems relatively solid. It's a bearish structured profile, and price is trading right at the resistance level. The resistance level being the top of the profile, but it's really a sell zone, and a sell zone is between 41.53 and 41.87. We're printing at 41.87. What happens if price closes above that? Well, then you'd really start taking a look at what was the swing point from yesterday. The volume there was 25 million shares so far today, and a little over an hour of trading, we've done 5 million shares, so my mind's not going to do the math on that one. At this stage here, support will be down at 40.51, between 40.31 and 40.51. That's a daily time frame chart for the GDX. Now, I don't have all. I just have the top 8 mining equities. Newmont Mining is one that has a TD9 count top today. It'll complete that pattern tomorrow, I believe. Let's just get this up on our screen out here. And Newmont Mining also has a new profile that is attempting to form. And that new profile has resistance at 46.21. We're trading at 46.16, and it's got support in the 42.89 to 42.30 level, 44.04 being a very key level of support on a move lower. If we take a look at wheat and precious metals, this has a completed TD9 count top. It also, let's see, do we have a new profile? We do have a new profile. So it completed the pattern yesterday. The profile range between 65.05 at support, and resistance is going to be the high, which is at 67.48. Franco Nevada, another one that has a TD9 count top that completed yesterday. Let's see if this also has a new profile on its daily time frame. Turns out it does. A buy zone between 140.33 and 141.19, and the top of that profile looks like where we're trading right now, but let me give the exact number, 142.91. We're trading just above that. So you want to watch yesterday's highs on these equities out there. Gold Fields would be another one. Let's just be a little thorough here for you, just going through the top 8 so you can see why the TD9 count likely to take hold out there. We still need to watch price and what it's doing. And here with regard to Gold Fields going to go ahead and confirm a TD9 count top today. It'll complete that pattern tomorrow. Does not have a new profile. Its downside price target would be 18.30. If we take a look at Anglo Ashanti, right now that's printed out at 33.74. That is up 14 pennies. This has a TD9 count pattern that's going to go ahead and form today, complete tomorrow. Its level on a if it's moved to the downside, should whatever happen, is only a counter trend move. It will find support between 31.27 and 31.75. And lastly, we'll take a look at Kinross Gold. I say lastly because that's the last one of the 8 that I've got out here. KGC is the ticker symbol. It has a completed TD9 count top. It has a new profile. Support is at 11.36. Resistance is at trading just above it right now. The top of the profile, which is at 12.08 out there. Yesterday's high, by the way, you'll certainly want to watch that, is up at the 12.29 level. So that's where most of the topping signals are coming. They're in the gold area, not necessarily in silver. If you take a look at silver as an example, only a bar number 2 to the downside. And when the daily chart here populates, what you will see is nothing more than a sideways consolidation. This morning we had price test support. That was at 31.72. Resistance up at 33.21. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We got the chart up on my screen for gold priced in yuan. I do not have my black background charts up on my screen at this moment in time. It just is consuming too much data, and everything gets kind of slow out there. So what I did was I manually converted a number of these charts out here. Now, this is gold in yuan. This was as of maybe about an hour and a half ago. And you'll see on its daily time frame, you'll see that it also has a TD9 count top that's going to confirm today and will complete tomorrow. Its monthly time frame, much like in the U.S., it's also in bar number 8 to the upside. The weekly does not have a topping pattern, although there is an A to B equals CD pattern. So if it were to generate a bearish reversal candle, you would have a top. So, you know, what we're looking at here, what I'm trying to identify is we've got gold, by the way, tops new all-time highs in every major currency out there, euro, yen, pound, Swiss franc, Aussie dollar, yuan, like we're looking at it out there. Also at new all-time highs in every Middle Eastern currency out there. Now on my black background screens, I don't know where we're at with regard to the patterns out there, which is another reason to convert. This is the gold. This is gold in yuan out here. If we take the gold in euros, I believe I was able to get that to also convert. I ran into some troubles earlier. So these are the only 2 currency pairs that I'm going to be able to show you at this moment with my white background screen. But what's most important here is you'll see that gold price in euros is also, now it's completing a TD9 count topping pattern today. And that suggests that price should pull back. Its pullback target area in euros, that is around the 27.88-ish type level out there. From a monthly standpoint, let me populate this here. Should be able to populate it. Bar number 8. So we have a lot of commonality there. In the weekly time frame, as we take a look at it, we're bar number 7. No topping signal, although this does have wave number 7. There is also an A to B equals CD pattern, so bearish reversal candles would confirm tops out there. So this is a time to be cautious in gold. It's been moving higher in all currencies. You hate it when it starts moving lower in all currencies out there, because then you can really get a downside smash out there. So we don't have that at this moment in time, but just want to be able to share this with you so that you could be on guard. Let's take a look at some requests that have come in. We just have a few of them. Actually, the first one was from Shadow inside the Tigers Den. And Shadow asked the question, what's the next quarter look like for the SLV out there? Well, I can't tell you what it's going to do tomorrow, but I'm going to do my best out here. First, with regard to what is it going to do tomorrow, as long as the SLV is able to, we're not taking a look at silver right now, but we will. If we take a look at the SLV, what you can notice out here, Shadow, is price pulled back, tested, and thus far has rejected that green oscillator and change line. That's at 28.83. That's a buy point. That's a support level out there. We do have price in the SLV that is consolidating with inside its daily profile. It has support at 28.42, resistance up at 29.55. The weekly time frame chart has a TD9 count top that is in place out there. Price, though, is trading above the top of its profile. And as long as that condition remains, that means trading above 28.99, it is bullish and could rally further. On a monthly time frame with regard to the SLV, you have a sell the D point top. That sell the D point top formed out here when we had that bearish engulfing candle in November. Price pulled back. It didn't get down to really a level of support. In fact, we closed below support in December. Thought it was going to take us down to 25.46. It did not. We're back inside the profile. We were always inside the profile. We're back above its green oscillator and change line. This suggests a run for 30.21. You asked about the quarterly time frame chart. So here's the SLV on a quarterly time frame, which has an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. The SLV on a quarterly basis, the volume was 2.6 billion shares. Let me see, did we cross? Let me get my cursor out here. Yep, we did cross it right here, and we had volume of 1.1 billion shares. So last month we had 1.3. So, we're up above the B point of that A to B equals CD, but we're doing with lighter volume. Its price objective area is in a 33.35 level. As long as price remains above profile, which it is, and above its oscillator and change line, there's no reason for this to not rally further out there. But we got to keep an eye, I would have to say, on gold. If gold starts to tank to the downside, I would think that silver wouldn't be that far behind on it. So that's what we see when we take a look at the SLV. What I will do during the break, Shadow, I'm going to go take a CRNC for Duncan, a couple other requests out there. And then when I have the time during the break, I'll go ahead and pull up the silver chart so we can take a look at what its message is, see if it's any different than the SLV. So now let's go back and take a look at CRNC. Nope, that's gold in euros. Must have had put that in there twice. CRNC, this is for Duncan Steve inside the Tigers Den. So on a daily basis, Dunk, what you've got is price traded above resistance, both its oscillator and change line, as well as profile resistance. So this should move higher. It is trading into a swing point from back on the trading day of January 22nd. 14 million shares traded hands that day. Yesterday, you were up into it with 5 million shares. So that's really a little bit of a resistance point, for reasons unknown to Stevie, but it's a resistance point nonetheless. So you're really looking for this to close above 1663 in order for it to get some mojo to the upside. Weekly time frame is bullish. You're trading above profile and its oscillator and change line. You're trading into a TD9 count top on a weekly basis that has volume of 105 million shares. So far in a day, in a few hours, you've done 7 million shares. Finally, on the monthly time frame, this had a nice TD9 count bottom that took us up into breakdown resistance at 36.55. We then pulled back, but we're still bullish. We're trading above profile and a oscillator and change line. So that's what I see when I take a look at CRNC. Dunk, I hope that provided you with the information that you were looking for. Dan inside the Tigers Den is asking, is Palantir, PLTR, is it forming a TD9 count top today? And Dan is right on top of things out there. It is bar number 9 today. It'll go ahead and complete that pattern tomorrow. What's that mean, Jelly Bean? What that means is that we should see a top form and that we should see price retrace back to support. And the first level of support at this moment in time for Palantir will be its oscillator and change line. That's at the 102.35-ish area. I say ish because price will move lower if, in fact, or the oscillator and change line will move lower if price moves lower as well. If price were to close below, in lieu of any new profiles that form, but close below its oscillator and change line, then that would open up the door for a move to 78.47. That would be its TD9 count breakout level. Are the daily charts supporting what we see on a weekly and a monthly basis? And the answer to that question is no, not really. What I mean by no, not really, there is no topping signal. We're in bar number 3. There's a Rhodes momentum indicator signal that's present, but that needs a big old whopping bearish reversal candle to confirm a top out there. So, if any, is Palantir going to be driven by the weekly chart out there? Well, we'll know over the next couple of days out there. Its level of support would be 90.36. So that's below that 102.35 on that daily time frame. And then when we take a look at the monthly time frame chart for Palantir, other than this being just simply a big rocket ship out here, it does not have a topping pattern. It's only in bar number 7 to the upside. So just the daily that is controlling Palantir, Dan. But thank you for pointing it out to everybody that you do have a TD9 count top that's going to go ahead and confirm today. It will complete tomorrow. We had John in Milwaukee who wants to take a look at CARR, C-A-R-R out there. I don't think I got a chance to write that one in, so let's just put that right here, C-A-R-R. Now, John's question was, what are my thoughts about the pre-market activity? John, if I had my black background system up, my e-signal system up, it would be very easy for me to take a look at the intraday activity. That is not so easy on my white background charts because it would affect every single chart that I've got out there. So I really can't do that. But what we will do when we come back from this break is I will review CAAR. Now that is for John in Milwaukee. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, reversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs, trade wars, analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento for the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The events for this month are February 14th and 21st, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at ticker symbol CARR on a daily time frame. This has a confirmed wave number 7 bottom. That was confirmed on the trading day of February the 5th. Yesterday's action confirmed a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. We had that little bull sash candle out there. And price right now is trading above its oscillator and change line. John, what price should do, as long as it can remain above 64.60, is price should be able to make its way up to the bottom of its profile. That's going to be the next battle. 67.42. Price is also testing the swing point out here from the trading day of February 4th. And the swing volume there was 4.7 million shares. Yesterday, it was tested and rejected with 8 million shares. Today, so far, in 2 hours of trading, 3 million shares. So that's about a 9 million share day. So it continues to test that swing point, but with volume out there. What you'd really love it to see is test the 64.56 level on less than 4.7 million shares. And then you'd have another confirmed bottom signal out there. But you've already got two. And as long as price remains above the oscillator and change line, price should set its sights at 67.42. Now you've got a nice bottom there on the daily time frame. There's nothing like a nice bottom, because when we take a look at the weekly time frame chart, its TD9 count pattern took price all the way back to its breakout level, and that was at 63.51. Now its issue is the bottom of that weekly profile. That's at 66.54. So if price can close above 66.54, that's going to increase your odds that you'll get to your 67.42 level. Then if price closes above 67.42, then you'd be looking at a move to the 68.94 area. The monthly time frame chart has a TD9 count, Rhodes momentum indicator top, and price is pulled back towards its buy zone. It hasn't gotten all the way down to it. In order to get down to it, price would have to have gotten to 62.33. It's close, but it's no cigar. The buy zone is 59.33 to 62.33 out there. So you've got a daily bottom, and you may have a weekly bottom out here as well. And the monthly just simply is along for the ride. So I don't know about this morning's intraday price action, but I do hope that that helps you out, John. And as always, thanks so much for your request out there. Ron R. would like to take a look at natural gas. So where did Stevie put the natural gas charts? Now, that's a great question. Did he put them here? He did. Perfect. Good guess. So we take a look at natural gas. You can see it had that beautiful daily TD9 count bottom out there. And that has most certainly led to a rally. Price is traded above the top of its daily profile. That's at 346. And now it's targeting its TD9 count breakdown resistance area. That's at your 358 area. That is a place where you could find resistance, and price could begin to back down again out there. If price is able to overcome that, then you're going to go target the high from January 16th, and that high would be at the 377 level. Now that candle, that swing point, has volume of 170,000 contracts. So far today, we're at 86,000 contracts. Don't know whether we're going to have volume or not out there. So you're trading up towards resistance, 3.583. If you can close above that, especially if you have the volume, it'll go back in to retest those highs. In the case of the weekly time frame, we're trading into its TD9 count top. That's the top that formed on January 17th. Now, there were 800,000 contracts that week. So far for this week, we're at 290 out here. So we'll keep an eye on that, but everything here is bullish, meaning that prices trade above resistance. And finally, on a monthly time frame, natural gas, we have not seen natural gas trade above the top of monthly profile in God knows how long. It's been a long time. And if it does close the month, although we've just kind of begun, above $3.47 out there, really all that it needed to do was close above its oscillator and change line, because we haven't seen price above an oscillator and change line since December of 2022 out there. So for over 2 years. So close above 3.476 on a monthly basis, Ron, is going to be muy bueno. So the daily looks pretty good, but you're up at resistance. We don't know how it will handle. You still have that TD9 count on top on the weekly time frame. So those are the things that you're really dealing with. And I hope that that helps you out. As always, thanks so much for your request. The next request was to take a look at, this is from Mohammed, COHR. COHR today, Mohammed, is trading below its daily red oscillator and change line, bearish signal, trading with inside its profile. Therefore, price should now go down and test its buy zone. It is a bullish structured profile. The center is closer to the bottom than it is to the top. The center line is at 86.14. So our buy zone is at 82.63 to 86.14. That is very likely where price is going to go target. On a weekly time frame, if price were to close below 82.63, then that would signal to us that price should go target the top of its weekly profile, and that would be at 78.36. Finally, when we look at the monthly time frame, what we see here is a negated TD9 count top, with price pulling back and testing support being its oscillator and change line. There is a new monthly profile that has formed. Support is at 58.29, resistance at 113.60. We're trading basically right now at about the center of that monthly profile. This is where both buyers and sellers believe there's fair value between that range, again, the range of 58.29 to 113.60. So it looks to me like on a daily time frame, it's really supported by the weekly as well, that COHR is likely to head lower. First target 86.14, second target 82.63, third target 78.36. So Mohammed, I hope that helped you out with regard to COHR. You had a second request, and you put in an extra nickel into the machine, and that brings up BIIB out here. So we take a look at BIIB on a daily time frame. It is testing a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom that formed on January 22nd. The low out there, 139.71. The low today, 139.48. So that low has been tested. That low, Mohammed, the one from January 22nd, did volume of 1 million shares, 1,083,000. So far today, we're at 407,000. It's moving into that area, or it's testing that level with volume, where it appears to be. Watch that at day's end. What you'd love to see is something less than 1,083,000 shares out there, and it closes back above 139.71. Why would you like that? Because on the daily time frame, that could be a bottom signal. In other words, the expression that Tom left us with is if you can't bust them to the downside, that's what it'll be signaling to us. If we're on lighter volume, it'll try to bust them to the upside. Now, usually that requires some sign of strength to take place after today. If we look at the weekly time frame chart, prices testing a TD9 count bottom pattern. On a weekly basis, the volume there was 5 million shares so far this week. We're at nearly 2 million shares. So we're moving into that swing point with volume. Nonetheless, it's still being tested out there. And finally, we look at the monthly time frame chart for BIIB. You are in bar number 8. You're building bar number 8 of a TD9 count. The last significant monthly bottom out here was also on bar number 8. That was the week of, or the month of May in 2022 out there. And that led to a pretty nice rally. Still got to complete bar number 9 as well. So there's potential out there with regard to the bottom. Just tending to see if these bottoms, in fact, do hold out there. So I hope that helps you out, Ron, both with COHR and BIIB out there. Let's go real quickly here. Let's go take a look at silver. Let's look at it, see what it is doing on its daily time frame. Just a consolidation with inside the daily profile, so no breakout or breakdown. The support is at 31.72. Resistance 33.21 out there. 5-hour time frame chart found support at its breakout level. Same can be said. You've got a TD9 count bottom on the 30-minute time frame chart. 15 minutes got a TD9 count top. What you want to see here is a close above 32.40. That's on a very short time frame. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstadt's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstaddt releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direction. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at the stock charts here for Microsoft. This is for Nicholas. His question is buy, sell, or hold out there. Let's see if we can answer that question. What I first want to do, though, Nicholas, I want to bring your attention to the monthly time frame chart. And what you can see out here is really a sideways consolidation that's in place. Microsoft, in essence, has been consolidating since April of 2024. And it's really between the range of somewhere about the 387 level, to about the 454 area out there. So it's just been in a sideways consolidation. So your real question is do I see anything that can break this consolidation, either to the upside or to the downside? Well, when it comes to the weekly time frame chart, which had a TD9 count top, it took price right back to its breakout level of support. That's at 404.51. That thing is held. We saw one close below it. It was the month of September, the week of September 6th out there, back in 2024. So that's a key area. You're asking buy, sell, or hold. Boy, watch 404.51. If price were to close below that, certainly for 2 consecutive sessions, that would tell you that price is headed lower. Whether you'd sell or not, I don't know where you're in on a position out there. So we're not in a shorting position, I wouldn't say, inside of Microsoft, because price is still also trading on inside its weekly profile. So the sideways consolidation, very clear on the monthly time frame. TD9 count top, very clear, and Rhodes momentum indicator top on the weekly, but the key level of support having held. Now that leaves us to the daily, where we see just all kinds of choppy out here. We did have a TD9 count top. That identified the most recent high out here. That high that I'm referring to is the one that formed on January 28th. That has led to lower price. Lower price into prior swing points. So let's go take a look at the volume here and see what's been going on. So the first swing point we can take a look at, or I would say would be October 31st. There were 53 million shares that traded then. We came back into that with 25 million. We came into that a couple weeks ago with 22 million shares. Price in Microsoft is moving lower with lighter volume. This is suggesting that the consolidation that we're looking at, and you can see a version of that on this chart out here, Nicholas, that the consolidation is likely to hold. Another swing point is a TD9 count bottom. Price has not gotten back down to that level. That's the August 5th level, like 40 million shares there. So far, last week, what do? We do 20 million shares. This week, we've got volume of 4 million shares out here. So Microsoft, I would say Microsoft is most likely just going to continue its consolidation pattern. And again, I'm ballparking this, but on a weekly time frame, about 386 up to maybe about 453 or so. So Nicholas, as always, thanks so much for writing in, and I appreciate your help. John inside the Tigers Den wanted to take a look at the 30-year as well as the TLT. So let's do that for him. We'll pull up the 30-year first. And the 30-year on a up, that was not it. Where did Stevie put it? There we go. Here is the 30-year. So in the case of the 30-year, what we've got out here is price has gotten back inside its profile. I do not know whether it will stay inside this profile. If it rejects it and stays above it, it needs to close above 115.01. No damage done, just a 4-day move to the downside and likely ready to begin at least a 2-day move to the upside. But if price closes inside that swing point, that profile level, then we're likely to see a move to its oscillator and change line. And that's down at 114. 34 as we speak right now. That would basically be 114.11 is the target. On a weekly time frame, you know, what we see out here, John, is we see a series that began January 17th of higher lows and higher highs. This week hasn't played out just yet. We haven't seen either. We're trading inside there, but I do see that on a weekly basis. Not too shabby. So what you really need, though, is you need to see the daily time frame for the 30-year Treasury remain above that 115.01 level. Now, if we look at the TLT and see what other kind of message that might provide to us, the TLT, again, we got daily, weekly, and monthly. The TLT is targeting its oscillator and change line, and that's at 88.10. If price were to close below that, we'd likely see 86.98. The weekly time frame chart closed above the top of its profile last week. We're back inside it, so it says right now last week's move was a false breakout to the upside. On a monthly time frame, we've got a price testing its buy zone. That's on a monthly time frame that was existed between 85.07 and 87.71 out there. So a consolidation between that bottom and resistance up at about 95.65, the top of its profile. So that's what we see when we take a look at the TLT and we take a look at the 30-year Treasury out there. So I do hope that helps you out. You've got Dan writes in GSM. So let's get GSM up on our screen out here, and let's actually read what you wrote. Maybe that might direct me to what you're looking for. I've been building it, looking for the mid to upper level teens in 2 to 3, maybe 5 years out there. Recently started buying back shares and paying a tiny dividend after years of cleaning up the balance sheet. Okay, thank you for that info. Now let's get this thing here to populate so that we can see if we can find some kind of bottom signals. I see one on the daily time frame. What I'm looking at right now is the weekly and the monthly. And I'll start with the monthly because you're building a position here. You're looking at this for a longer term, 2 to 5 years out there. So what do we see on the monthly time frame? What we see at this moment in time, Dan, is that price is trading below profile support and its red oscillator and change line. That could increase the odds of a move lower out there. The move lower could actually be all the way down at 59 cents. Am I saying that's where it's going to get to? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that that would be the next level of support to the downside. And if price were to close below, I would say this swing point here, the swing point from December of 2022 at $3.64, that could trigger that move lower. That would also trigger an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. So that's the monthly time frame, just under accumulation, so to speak, and we're towards the lower end of that accumulation. We look at the weekly time frame chart. Let's open this up, see what we see out here for GSM. We see an A to B and a C to D pattern. So this was a buy the D point weekly pattern that formed on January 3rd. You love the fact that we are above the center of its bullish structured profile out here, and we're trading above a prior little swing point that formed on January 17th at 415. Dan, I would say, well, we're at 413 right now. If price is able to, and the volume on that was almost 3 million shares. Today you're at 2 million shares. What you'd love to see today, Dan, is a close above 415. If you get a close above 415, I would say price is going to go target 456 out there. That would be the top of its weekly profile. So you do have a buy the D point pattern. I didn't see that on the monthly time frame. and I still don't see it on the monthly time frame. When it comes to the daily is trying to take out a swing point. That's a swing point from January 17th, 727,000 shares. The high there is 415. It comes there, it's a 415 again. Boy, you'd love to see it close above 415 today, and you'd love to see that close with more than 727,000 shares. And so far, it's done 218,000 shares in 2 hours of trading, so you're at about 6 something or so out there. You'd really love to see this accelerate, pick up some steam, close above it being 415 out there, because then that would generate that A to B equals CD pattern. And let's draw that in here. We do not have a confirmation of this right now, but that's what it's attempting to do out there. That's the pattern that is in play. Now, that A to B equals CD pattern doesn't get us substantially higher than where we're at, it being 427. But what it does do, it says, hey, you can still move higher. You'd only be looking for a bearish reversal candle to confirm a sell the D point top out there. So that's what I see when I take a look at GSM. So I hope that helps you out, Dan. If there's a piece of information you needed, please let me know, and I'll grab that during the break. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. Still got a mixed bag out there. You've got the Dow up 23, the S&P's off 5, NASDAQ's off 45 points, the Russell's down 11, transports are up 72, the semis are up $12 out there. Let's take a look at NVIDIA out there. This is one of the favorite stocks out here inside the den. NVIDIA right now trading out of 133.44. You've had 5 consecutive days to the upside. A close above 133.57. You're at 133.47 would make it bar number 6 of consecutive moves to the upside. It says it should really be getting tired. It's approaching resistance. Resistance being 135.76. That's the daily resistance level. That's the bottom of its daily profile. On a weekly standpoint, price is taken on the top of its profile. So we've got a couple different battles going on out there. The top of that profile is printed at 131 and 131.60 out there. Monthly chart, not bad. Price is trading within inside its profile, but within that is its oscillator and change line, and price is trading above that. So that's a bullish signal. The weekly's got a bit of a bullish signal. The daily says I'm bullish to a certain extent, but I've been rallying for 6 days out there, and it's going to need a rest. And that increased the odds that you see some type of pullback today, tomorrow, the next day, something along those lines out there. Let's take a look at the ES Mini out here. See if there's anything changed. So, Powell's been speaking for an hour plus or what have you, and really doesn't seem to have moved markets anything significantly on the ES. What is it that we see out here? If we look for topping patterns or signals, I just don't see it here from an intraday standpoint. So I don't have much for you as we really take a look at the NQ. I wish that I did. If I look at the daily equity future charts, we didn't put those up on the screen. Let's at least get those up there. And watch those oscillator and change lines. Inside the ES Mini, that number is going to be 60.77. You're at 21.731 on the NQ. You're at 44.699 in the YM. And 22.90 inside the Russell 2000. Stay tuned for all the great programming. Thanks for joining me on Terrific Tuesday. I hope you have a great day out there, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care.